Welcome to this explainer on the five-year empire of Sher Shah Suri. When we think of history's greatest empires, we usually picture centuries of slow, generational growth, right? Dynasty after dynasty layering their legacy over hundreds of years. But every so often, a figure comes out of nowhere and completely rewrites the rules of what's possible. Today, we're looking at one of the most remarkable administrators and military commanders in South Asian history, a guy who fundamentally reshaped the entire Indian subcontinent in a literally unbelievably short amount of time. 5 years. Seriously, just 5. That's barely a blip on the historical radar. For most rulers, 5 years is just enough time to, settle into the throne, maybe win a border skirmish, or start a building project that their grandkids might finish. But from 1540 to 1545, Sher Shah Suri executed massive, sweeping reforms that stabilized a chaotic region and went on to influence the mighty Mughal Empire for centuries. So, how did he achieve so much so quickly? Well, born Farid Khan in 1486 in Sasaram, that's in present-day Bihar, he was the son of a local landholder and got a fantastic education in administration and military affairs. But he didn't stay Farid for long. Legend has it, while serving an Afghan chief, he actually faced down a tiger and killed it with his bare sword. His chief was so blown away by this raw bravery, he named him Sher Khan, or the Lion King. It's a pretty perfect metaphor for his fearless rise to power, right? Looking at his timeline, Sher Khan had to forge his empire from scratch. He spent years expanding his influence across Bihar and Bengal, and then he spotted his opening. The sprawling Mughal Empire, ruled by Humayun, was starting to destabilize. Seizing the moment, the Lion King struck. He completely crushed Humayun's forces in 2 decisive battles, Chausa in 1539 and Kannauj in 1540. With Humayun forced to flee, Sher Khan took absolute control, officially established the Sur Empire, and adopted the royal title Sher Shah Suri. Now, typical rulers back then, they were obsessed with just one thing: endless military conquest and hoarding wealth. But Sher Shah Suri was different. His true genius was heavily focused on governance and public welfare. He realized early on that conquering a territory is entirely different from actually running it, so he pivoted. He devoted a staggering amount of energy to revolutionary approaches in administration and strict justice. He wasn't just building a kingdom, he was building a highly functioning state. And here's a massive game changer: the economy. He knew you can't have a stable empire without stable money. So he introduced the rupiah, a standardized silver coin weighing exactly 178 grains. This wiped out the chaos of mismatched regional currencies and instantly stabilized trade. But get this, that exact 178-grain silver coin is the direct, undeniable ancestor of the modern rupee used today in India, Pakistan, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. His 5-year reign is quite literally still in our wallets hundreds of years later. Beyond the economy, he totally transformed infrastructure by expanding the Grand Trunk Road. Just imagine the sheer scale here. It connected Bengal in the Far East, ran straight through Delhi all the way up to Lahore. And he didn't just clear a dirt path. He built sturdy bridges, dug wells for reliable water, and set up sarais or rest houses at regular intervals. This fundamentally changed how merchants, travelers, and armies moved, turning a brutal journey into a structured, fully supported network. To keep a firm grip on that vast territory, he set up one of South Asia's earliest, most efficient postal systems. Because he already built those rest houses along the road, he was able to station fresh horses at regular intervals. This meant royal decrees and intelligence could fly across the empire day and night without exhausting a single horse or rider. It was basically the information superhighway of the 16th century. This really highlights his major achievements across the board. Aside from the roads and the rupiah, he completely overhauled the land revenue system. He actually had agricultural land measured, classed it by productivity, and fixed fair tax rates with written ownership records to crush local corruption. He even revolutionized the military by paying soldiers directly to bypass shady middlemen and branding horses to prevent fraud. Under his watchful eye, officials were held strictly accountable and the roads became miraculously safe. But unfortunately, brilliant flames tend to burn out fast. This golden age of reform hit an abrupt, tragic wall in 1545. During the siege of Kalinjar Fort, a freak gunpowder explosion severely injured Sher Shah, and he died shortly after at around age 59. It was a sudden, violent end to a profound intellect. Today, his legacy lives on in his hometown of Sasaram, where his magnificent tomb, built brilliantly right in the middle of an artificial lake, stands proudly as an absolute masterpiece of Indo-Islamic architecture. Sher Shah Suri was such an unparalleled architect of governance that when the mighty Mughal Empire eventually returned to power, they didn't erase his work, they copied it. The great Emperor Akbar actually adopted and expanded upon Sher Shah's systems, which leaves us with a pretty profound question. If one man could standardize a continental currency, build a massive highway network, and revolutionize taxes and the military all in just 5 short years, how radically different might South Asia look today had the Lion King ruled for decades? It's a fascinating thought to leave you with. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.